We are in the middle of a massive AI surge. And look, it's not just about chatbots anymore. We are talking about a tidal wave of autonomous AI agents that are about to completely change how our organizations operate. But with all that power comes a huge security challenge. So today, we're going to dive into how you can manage, govern, and protect this new wave of AI.
So just how big is this wave we're talking about? Let's put a number on it. 1.3 billion. According to the research firm IDC, that is the projected number of AI agents we're going to see in just the next 3 years. This isn't some small ripple. It is a full-blown tsunami of new, non-human entities that are going to be operating inside our networks. And that, right there, leads to the absolute central question for you, and for every other IT professional and security leader out there. When you have potentially millions of these agents running tasks, accessing data, and making decisions, how do you keep your organization safe? How do you actually stay in control of it all?
This challenge actually has a name. The AI agent sprawl. It's just like the VM sprawl and app sprawl we've dealt with in the past. Well, agents are the next frontier. They're being built and deployed absolutely everywhere on all sorts of platforms, and this is creating some very specific and very real concerns.
Every CISO is asking these exact questions right now. How do I even see all these agents? How can I possibly enforce least privilege access on them? How am I supposed to create an audit trail for what they're doing? And of course, the big one, what's my kill switch if an agent gets compromised or just goes rogue? Look, this isn't some far-off theoretical problem. These are active, urgent security gaps we have to fill, like, yesterday.
So to solve this, we really need a new way of thinking. Let's get into the solution, Microsoft Entra Agent ID.
Okay, so here's the core idea, and it's a powerful one. Agent ID gives every single AI agent a unique, first-class identity inside Microsoft Entra. And it doesn't matter if that agent was built on a Microsoft platform or if it's open source or from some third party. By giving it an identity, you can pull it into the same security and management framework you already use for all your users, your groups, and your devices.
And what's so important here is that this isn't about ripping and replacing your current security stack. No way. It's an evolution. It's about extending the powerful, trusted systems you already have in place, like Microsoft Entra, to cover this new agentic era.
All right, let's get into the nuts and bolts of how this actually works. We can break down what Entra Agent ID does into 3 core pillars: how you manage them, how you govern them, and ultimately, how you protect them.
This table here really breaks down the strategy perfectly. Manage is all about getting visibility and control. Govern is about automating everything and setting policies that can handle massive scale. And protect? Well, that's about applying all the advanced, risk-based security you already know right to your agents. Let's dig into each one.
To understand that first pillar, manage, I absolutely love this analogy. It's just like how every car gets a unique vehicle identification number, a VIN, right? Well, with this, every agent gets a unique agent ID. This is the foundational step. It's what makes everything else we're about to talk about even possible.
So with that unique ID, you can now see every single agent in one place, the agent registry. You can manage them at scale using what are called blueprints, and you could just think of those as pre-approved templates for different types of agents. And you get to control their entire life cycle, from the moment they're created to the moment they're deactivated, all from the Entra Admin Center you're already using every day.
Okay, let's move on to the next pillar, govern. And here's another quote that just hits the nail on the head. You can't manually manage thousands or millions of agents one by one, right? You can't treat them like pets. You have to manage them as a collective, like a school of fish, using automated, policy-driven rules.
And this is where all those familiar Entra governance tools come into play. For instance, you can use lifecycle workflows to automatically assign a human sponsor to an agent, and then, just as automatically, deactivate it if that sponsor ever leaves the company. You can bundle up permissions into access packages, making sure an agent gets exactly the access it needs, for exactly how long it needs it, and absolutely nothing more. It's all about governance at machine scale.
And that brings us to our final pillar, protect. This is where the true power of having an integrated identity platform really shines through. We're taking all the advanced threat protection and policy enforcement that Microsoft Entra is famous for and applying it directly to this whole new class of AI agents. I mean, think about it. You can now apply conditional access policies
to agents. You can use identity protection to analyze their behavior, pick up on risk signals, and automatically block a compromised agent in its tracks. You can even use custom security attributes to create super granular rules, like saying only agents tagged as HR approved are allowed to access HR data. This is proactive, intelligent security for your entire agent fleet.
Okay, so that all sounds great in theory, right? It's a powerful vision for managing this AI wave. But what does it actually look like to put this into practice? Let's talk about the practical side of things.
And here's the best part for all you IT pros listening. You are not starting from scratch, not even close. If you've ever built a conditional access policy, if you've configured identity protection, if you've used identity governance tools like access packages, then you already have the core skills you need to manage AI agents with Agent ID.
So how do you get started? Well, it's a pretty clear path. First, just get visibility. Open up the Entra Admin Center and see what agents are already running around in your tenant. Second, start assigning IDs to every new agent that gets created. Third, build out those blueprints to standardize permissions. And finally, automate their lifecycle with workflows and access packages. It's a step-by-step, manageable way to get control.
You know, when we take a step back and look at the big picture, what we're really witnessing here is the next fundamental evolution in identity and access management. It is a critical shift in how we have to think about security.
And this final slide really says it all. For years, we've focused on securing our users by giving them a unique identity. Then we moved on to securing our devices with their own identities. The next logical and frankly essential step in enterprise security is to give every single one of your AI agents an identity. So the question you should really be asking yourself is this: is your organization ready for what's next?